What are you at? Yes, boy, just sitting out here out in the garage now, and me and Sheila, see, we was at church the other day, and the preacher was up there, and he was going on with this ye's and dows and days and everything, and I had a hard time understanding and see. So I says to Sheila when I comes home, my dear, I'm going to have to write my own, because that Bible is just too hard to understand. I said, sure, there's Newfoundland I can understand what that's saying. So I figured I'd do my own. The N.E.W.F, the Newfoundland English Words of Faith. And so I want to read to you from Luke chapter 15, what I wrote. And this is the stories that Jesus told about the lost sheep and the lost coin and the lost son, but I give them different names, eh? So it says this, it says, now all the skeets and the sleevings from up round the bay, they come to hang out with the Lord. But their religious crowd, they got contrary and they said, look at them up in the shed with the looks of that crowd. Then Jesus told them this yarn. He says, now supposing there's 20 boats that goes out and leaves the harbour on the morning of the food fisher. And your buddy and his two brothers, they says they was going to meet you out there big old rock all that morning, but you never seen their side of them. And so then the winds comes up and there's a good lap on the water. So you get worried, right? So you leaves the boats and the fish where they're to, and you takes off ashore looking for your buddy. By and by you sees an Andy about on the rocks up the cove, because there's 55 Johnson give out. So you hooks it on and you ties it in. Now you and all the boys and their women say they stays happy because you saved them. I knows there's not going to be a time, what? Oh dear lads, 'tis the same thing in heaven, with one hard case who straightens out over all the other good ones who got their need to. Or suppose now Jack over across the way, he gets his moose tags, eh? And he comes in the mail and he loses one of them. Now he needs all four of them, unless he's going to shoot a three-legged moose. I never seen her one day before. I knows he's not going to tear it all to bits until he finds it. And when he does, he gives his missus a kiss and he calls Charlie, who he's partners with, and he says, grab the 30-odd six, my son, and jump in the pickup, I found the tags. Charlie says, wicket, boy, come on, we goes. Guaranteed, my son, just like that, the angels up above is going to have a time over one hard ticket that gets good. Jesus kept on yarning. And he says, buddy, across the bay, see, he had two young fellers. Paddy and Danny, we'll call them. The youngest one, Paddy, he says to his father, he says, Father, I'm right fed up with the likes of this. I'm not sticking around here any longer than I needs to. So he went up to the bank and he took out half his father's money, because his father was foolish enough to put his name on the account, eh? Well, by and by he gets on the go and he takes off up in mainland in his father's new pickup truck. And buddy, I tell you, he was loaded with cash too. And for the first month he was up there, dear lads, he went on tear with the boys. All kinds of money he spent on the women and the booze and the dope. But then the once, the money all run out, eh? In the middle of winter, he nearly froze to death. Not a cent left to his name, he couldn't pay his rent, his light bill, nor a bit of grub. He was pretty hard up, eh? So he figures he'd go get a job, but the only one he could get was cleaning up the garbage cans for the city. And he was dead hungry, he wanted to eat food that was in the garbage can, but his boss wouldn't let him, eh? Something about health and safety or something like that. Anyway, when he got a bit of sense into him, he says, sure, the crowd working on Father's longliners eating better than I is. I'm there pointing off dirt, and there's these out on the water there, they's having the scoff, my son. I goes home now. I'm going to tell Father I done him wrong. And I'll cut his wood and I'll fix up his old stage and the wharf, and I'll keep working until I pays him back every cent I owes him. Then he dodges on home. Well, his father was down on the wharf when he sees him coming in over the ridge like a streak like, and he took off after him like a dart. I knows he didn't go. And when he got to and he given this girl big hug. So Paddy says, Father, I knows I'm not best stunned, eh? Sure, you don't need hug the looks of me. I got no grand sense for what I've done to you. But his father said, what odds? Mary, put on the scarf, me dear. We're going to have a time tonight. Shove the turs in the oven and put on the peas pudding. We thought he was dead. But the young fella, he come home. So they broke out the guitars and the button accordion, and they begun to play her down. By and by, the other young fella, Danny, see, he was a bit older, and he come in from picking back apples. Well, when he pulled up on the quad, he heard all the goings on out in the shed. And so he says to one of the boys, he says, what do you get? Some goings on here, isn't there? Paddy, come on, boy, he says. Never a bit of meat on him. But other than that, he's best kind. Your mother got the scarf on, some feeding too. I allows according to the whiff that's out there. Well, I knows Danny never got contrary, eh? He was living. Wouldn't even go to see Paddy or eat his mother's cooking. So his father went out to him and he says, what's you so crooked about? So Danny says, look, Father, I'm just about drove. The years I spent here with you and Mother never even gives so much as a skinned rabbit for me to eat with the boys. And when that old sleeve-in shows up, my son, you after blowing all your money on the booze and the dope, and Mother puts on the girl big scarf for her. So she's even jammed up the bake apples that I picked and brought home yesterday. Go on, which don't be so foolish, his father said. Sure, you're always here. If you want us a tur or a piece of moose, or a bottle of your mother's jam, have at her. But we had to call the boys over and have a time, because we thought Paddy was dead. Now he's home. Luke chapter 15.